Alan Gow, an exciting weekend lies ahead, but I assume a challenging one as well, with the introduction of hybrid and everything else that's going on. How's it been so far?
Well, it hasn't been challenging, to be honest, and I hope it's not. But honestly, the first weekend when you're introducing new technology, and it doesn't matter whether you're talking about Formula One or British touring cars or anything, you expect some glitches. We haven't had any so far. We've had plenty in testing, but that's what testing's about. But fingers crossed, so far in free practice one, there hasn't been any issues at all. So let's hope that continues.
So during the course of testing, all the teams have bought into this and are very supportive, but what sort of problems have they been encountering and coming to you with?
No, nothing major, and inevitably they're software related. Getting bits of the software of one part of the car talking to the other car. It's a communication issue, if you like, within the car. But mechanically, there's been no issues, or I think there was one, but that was a result of something else. but there haven't been any major issues. It's just tweaks that have to keep on going. But Cosworth and the teams have worked incredibly tirelessly to get this done. We ran up against a lot of headwinds, as you know, and we didn't get the hybrid kit finished as early as we would have liked because of all the other factors that the world has had to deal with supply chain issues and everything else. All those excuses aside, the teams have worked incredibly hard, and actually it's worked out very well, and so far so good.
Yeah, you were talking at the season launch about the kind of challenges that you had over the course of the last 18 months. If you knew what lay in store in terms of the supply chain issues and COVID and everything else, you'd have probably thought this is the wrong time to bring this in.
Yeah, of course I wouldn't have dreamt about it. When we introduced it in 2019, we ran into 18 months of pandemic and all the issues that had. We've had enormous price rises, which everyone has got supply chain issues on everything. Had we have known what we know now back in 2019, of course I would have delayed it a year. But you know what? Then if you delayed it a year, who knows what next year's going to present? So you just got to dig deep and just get on with it.
Why is it so important for touring car racing in general, and the BTCC in particular, to be setting the pace in terms of the green agenda? Because it's fuel as well.
Yeah, we have a 20% sustainable fuel this year. Look, it's really important that the BTCC is relevant to the world around us and to what our fans and our audiences are reacting to in their own environment. The electrification of cars, so we have hybrid, which is a partial electrification. The increase in the sustainable fuels, the government introduced a 10% sustainable fuel, we've gone 20%. It's just very important that us as a championship is relevant to the world around us and reflects what's going on in the world around us.
But then again, it also has to impact on the sporting spectacle as well. How excited are you about how it's going to be used tactically in the qualifying session to come and over the course of the racing to come? I mean, what are the spectators going to see that's going to be fresh and new?
Do you know what? I don't know is the answer to that until we get the races under. We think we know how it will work in the races, and all the drivers have got different ideas about how they will use it and deploy it in the races, but until it actually happens, we don't know. But what we have seen is the cars are faster. Already in free practice one this morning, the cars are under the lap record, and under even more than the lap record, under the qualifying time of last year. So the cars are faster. That's good. That's one tick in the box because there's nothing wrong with faster cars. Now we've got to see how it relates to racing. But you know what? There's some very clever drivers and engineers out there, and it's the clever drivers and engineers that will make the most of the hybrid system. So it'll be fascinating to watch.
I don't think we've gone into a season where it is totally impossible to pick a champion, isn't it? It
is. I tend to say that the cream does always rise to the top, so you'd always look for your champions from the usual suspects, because the best drivers with the best teams and engineers should always do the best. But who knows? We're all diving into the unknown. So I hope I'm wrong, and I see a complete reversal of what is normal. But I suspect the best will always still be the best.
Well, have a good weekend. You can relax. The hard work is done now.
No, I wish. Talk to me on Sunday night.